Go, go, go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Welcome to the post-credit show for November
17th. I almost said 11th again. Man, that
Wow.
date. I don't know what's up
You
with
just
me,
really
man.
want that day
I
again.
really want the 11th to happen again.
Apparently. Welcome to the post-credit show where we talk about games and movies and other experiences that we've gone through the past week or so. So, hold on.
Ignore the man behind the camera. Where's camera? There's camera.
Figuring that out here.
What?
We're just going to keep touching this wall. It's a great
yeah.
wall.
What? Pet the wall. Pet the wall.
It's not.
Love the wall.
It's not working.
I can make
There we go.
part of the table's now gone, but you know.
Minor differences. It's okay. So, welcome to the post-credit show. My name is Tony.
I'm Nick.
Welcome.
There we go.
We'll talk about games
And
What have
movies that we have experienced.
Actually, I've watched a lot more movies than I have anything.
I have watched 2 movies and played 1 game, and otherwise I've been working. Working.
Yes.
Working.
So, let's talk about Grinch.
Let's
now.
talk about Grinch.
The Grinch.
It's a movie.
It's so cute.
It's cute.
It's super Dr. Seuss.
The original is still like the end all be all of, Grinch movies to me.
Mm-hmm.
But this one does do a good job.
It's so fun.
Yes.
And if there's one film company to fix Cat in the Hat, it's these guys.
Yes, it would be. And I don't unfortunately believe from what I have now heard online that they are doing it. Warner Brothers Animation is doing Cat in the Hat. Not Illumination. Which makes 0 sense to me.
They've had the track record of, 3 Dr. Seuss films.
Yes.
They've got The Lorax, they got The Grinch, and Horton Hears a Who. I feel like they need to complete that out.
I don't know. This one was better than the Jim Carrey version, but not as good as obviously the original. In my mind, I honestly want these guys to recreate the original with their cartoon, like with the CG, just for fun. Not that it would become like the new thing on TV, but
no, people are still gonna default to the old cartoon.
Yeah, but I think it would be really cool to see the original Grinch, but with these new characters in place of like the old cartoon. Just as I was leaving, I'm like, that would be cute to see.
I liked it still. It was
I liked it.
fun.
I thought the reindeer was a little.
The Fred.
Fred was a little.
That was their new character.
Extra, like he didn't need to.
But he needed to save them from the end.
Well, but he didn't. The whole point is the Grinch saves it at the end. Fred was just kind of an added bonus. The voices were all very good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the rest of the movie, like, very cute.
It's super funny.
Cindy Lou Who and her friends.
Yes.
Which I thought was that was nice.
They added the friends in finally.
And the background of the Grinch was very short, very sweet, and
it's quick and to the point.
I didn't need like this gigantic, the Jim Carrey thing did quite a, he was picked on and this and that and everything else. He legitimately was just lonely. And even like he goes into Whoville and everybody's like, "Merry Christmas, man."
No.
And yeah, he's the one who's like, no. And I'm like, so no one's mean to him. He's legitimately mean to everybody else.
He is the Grinch.
Yeah. But I liked that. I liked the fact that he was nice to his dog.
Max is so cute.
And Max is so well done.
I would like that as a plushie with a little horn on him.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's a very well done film. Illumination should be
commended. Like I said, like if Wreck-It Ralph 2 needs to knock it out of the park.
Yes.
They will. It will, but
someone online.
Illumination has definitely given them a run for their money.
Someone online's like, I think the Grinch, because people were talking about box office numbers and that and everything, and the Grinch did well, 66 mil on its opening weekend, or almost 70 mil on its opening weekend.
Very
so
good. Everybody's
like, cool, and then someone's like, well, but it's the Grinch, and someone's like, I think it's got legs, and it's like, Wreck-It Ralph's coming out, like.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but that's not saying that they didn't try their hardest. They did a really good job with that film.
They did, and I mean, it's and someone's like, well, why would you release it this early? And it's like, because everybody's in the Christmas mood.
Yes.
Like.
And also think about what else is coming out in Christmas. Like, there's a lot of other movies. You've got. I'm not saying people are going to want to watch Aquaman.
No.
But that's coming out on Christmas. People aren't going to. It's either the Grinch or the Aquaman. Like.
But it's the thing. At least the Grinch can run from here until Christmas, and people will be like, we should
go
see the Grinch.
And it's giving them enough marketing time to, if they want to make a plushie or anything like that to push out.
They don't have any. I looked.
I know. I'm sad.
Because I have a Grinch.
You have the original Grinch.
I have a Grinch plushie, but like I would like the Cumberbatch
the
version.
small hat, the big ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or like you say, a Max one, based on the movie, or even a Kid Grinch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Because he was super cute. Like, he is plushy material like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised because Grinch is everywhere right now. He's on TV selling almost everything.
The songs were really good.
Songs were good.
Nice use of songs.
Yep.
A good remix. It's still the same song.
Yeah, everything in it was Whoville looked awesome.
It was so colorful.
So
good.
Which I think was
that's exactly what I expected of when I see a Dr. Seuss Whoville.
Jim Carrey, someone even mentioned it, and then I went and looked at shots of the film again. It was a very grayed out.
It's dark.
It's a dark movie. And this one, Whoville is
it's very bright. And they definitely took cues from the Lorax, from Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
Because these are more reminiscent of, bless you, more reminiscent of those old books.
Yes.
Than those Jim Carrey, the Cat in the Hat movie, all those other ones.
Yeah, this looked like a Whoville where people wanted to, they celebrated Christmas, they were down with the snow, they liked the snow, they lived their lives around this time of year, and then even when it got dark and all of a sudden the lights go on and go on and go on, it's oh, it's such a gorgeous scene of it's bright, it's
the
beautiful.
montage. The montage was great.
I think
he had a lot more gadgets than I thought he was gonna have.
Yeah, that one was a little wonky. I think they could have spent more time with him stealing Christmas, just a little bit, because that was in the old cartoon. Yeah, he did so many cool little tricks to get everything. This one was oh, I'm gonna use my gadgets and we're gonna clear out
Yeah, but he does it with such style and gravitas too. It's yep, mine, go next.
Yeah, but they just spent I think a little bit more time on the old cartoon, or it seemed like they did. Just even him playing pool with the balls to try and get this one seemed like we only have this much time and we're gonna get it done and
at least they kind of went they followed through with that because he made that really quite clear. It's we need to go to all these houses with this string in this particular order. Everything has a purpose. We gotta go, Max. Go.
And then they get to Cindy Lou's house. Yes. Cindy Lou, who doesn't have a bajillion brothers and sisters like in the original.
Just 3.
Just 2 siblings, so 3 kids.
Yeah, just 3 kids.
And Cindy Lou is a delightful character.
I like the added human qualities of her character too, where it's I just want my mom to be happy. Yeah. And it's that's really real.
I know.
That could be a real.
Aww.
She just wants to do the right thing.
Well, because they even introduced the mom as she's working nights and trying to get this done, and raising 3 kids.
That should never happen in the movie or the original cartoon or.
Well, and again, the original cartoon was a 25-minute poem about a guy who really hated Christmas, who stole it and subsequently returned it.
So that fleshing that kind of stuff out was.
It's tough, and they did a good job. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cute movie.
Solid
film.
What else did you watch?
The other movie we went to see.
God. Okay, so Overlord.
That's a movie.
If you recall, we were talking about Overlord a couple months back about how it was the next Cloverfield movie from J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot.
I forgot. So if you forgot, that's okay.
I remembered because I am a Cloverfield fan. And then subsequently them saying, it is not part of the Cloverfield.
It's still part of
Cloververse. Everything is part of the... That's the plot twist. Everything is part of the Cloverfield universe. Our world right now? Cloverfield. But yes, this was the not Cloverfield film.
Yes.
World War II...
It's a World War II movie.
So it's a World War II movie at its heart. It's talking about this ragtag group of soldiers.
American soldiers who have to take out a radio tower so the D-Day can happen.
Basically, yes. Also zombies.
Also some supernatural-esque type stuff going on.
So if you really think about how Nazis were in that time of the war,
experimenting,
they were always doing weird occult stuff.
Yeah,
and so
there was some occult things going on. There was experiments going on.
So this actually falls in line with what could have happened.
This is legitimately a what if comic.
Yes,
and it ends in such a way that it could have happened and it never got on record and
it's the war keeps going on.
D-Day was the big story that day, not the fact that these guys took down a radio tower, sort of.
And also found a secret
Nazi lab that
we blew it up.
But legitimately, for most of the movie, it's a
World War II.
It's a World War II flick.
Yeah, the zombie sequences probably maybe total an hour or no, half an hour maybe.
Yeah, it's the last act really.
Yeah.
Like, other than like you get a piece of it, you know, with one character that's in a house.
Yeah. Played by Ian DeCallister, by the way. That's super cool.
Well, no, there's that, and then like the mom, who's in her like all you hear is.
Oh, and the ant or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
ant. Yeah, that's what the ant. And you're just sitting there going like,
and
something is up.
Right, because
I knew nothing.
You forgot about this movie. We told you it was Nazi zombies, and you were like, cool.
So Johnny English, Halloween, and
Overlord.
Overlord were our options, and we settled on Halloween or Overlord. We legitimately flipped a coin because at that point it was like
we'll watch both. Like both were good.
Yeah. So it's like, so I walked in knowing nothing.
And you.
I was entertained. It was.
You
a
were
good
pleasantly
movie.
surprised.
I was.
I knew exactly what I was getting into, and I was still really thrilled by how this movie ended up being.
Yeah, like it's not my.
The acting was really good.
Well, acting was good. Like it's not my movie of the year.
No, it's just more of a surprise of like this movie came out. Also, it's a zombie movie.
Yep.
And we actually enjoyed it, as opposed to like zombie movie.
Because they didn't focus as much on the zombies.
Yeah, it's at its core a World War II movie from beginning to end.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's the way that zombie. And again, there's the zombie movies where yes, the zombies play a large part because they come in droves and you're stuck in a mall or you're stuck here.
There's always a plot device that puts you in front of the zombies.
Yeah, but this one was nice where it was like it's a war movie, and there might be some like zombie-esque type characters.
Yes.
That they'll have to deal with every once in a while.
So, yeah, this movie's cool.
Yep, and I definitely got more of a Resident Evil vibe off the zombies because legitimately it's an experiment type thing. It's not just the living dead are back and we don't know why.
They could have disguised this as a Resident Evil World War II remake.
They could have. Legitimately, they could have called it like Biohazard and
Biohazard. Oh, Zero's already taken.
Zero's Biohazard WW2.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. You know what? Call of Duty did it already.
Yeah.
Let's do it with zombies.
But yeah, that's the thing is like it was more you saw the experimenting. It wasn't like like a zombie movie where all of a sudden there's just zombies.
And you know what the crazy part is? Like those small towns were taken over by the Nazis like that. They were taken for experiments. They were taking people from the village.
Yeah, this is legitimately the extreme of the what could have happened or
what probably did happen, just not this way.
It never got to the point where they were bringing people back to life.
They probably were just killing people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll inject you with this dirt and see what happens. Oh, you died.
It's a different kind of dirt this time.
Oh, you died. Oh, try this one.
Try this dead body.
Well, he's dead. No,
maybe we have to kill him first.
Yes.
No.
Still not working. No.
So, yeah, Overlord, weird movie.
Yeah, go see it.
It's like if you like World War II movies,
definitely go see it.
Yeah, it's definitely excellent.
Because even the opening sequence, they're in a plane and stuff's going on.
They're the paratroopers.
They're parachuting out, and you're just like, this is a war flick. They did a very good job of making a war movie. Also, and then weird stuff happens. I think those are my favorite kinds of paranormal-esque type films. Like even
still grounded.
But even like a Paranormal Activity was still mostly like. These are people just doing regular things, and one guy's a moron, but still it's happening.
As opposed to the Resident Evil movies now.
Yeah, but those are really popcorn flicks. This one is a good action movie.
It had me on
supernatural element.
It had me on the edge of my seat for most of the intro stuff because it's like, oh, these guys are in enemy territory. Anything could happen, and then the guy like.
But they're sneaking around.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. It's like, we need you to get over here to rendezvous with these guys. Like, go. And you're like, oh, okay.
And then he just, like, ventures off into something else.
Poor guy. It's like, I'm going to go get them. And it's like, all right.
The guy that looks like Finn.
The guy that is definitely playing his best Finn character with the sweating and the panicking and the running everywhere. And
So what you're saying is just Star Wars. Overlord is just Star Wars.
Well, they did. They took that character of Finn and placed it on this other guy. And I'm not saying that because he's also African American. It's legitimately he is sweating and panicking and worried about what he's going to do the entire film.
They actually made a really good video game plot. If you really if you plucked the story from Overlord into a video game, it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, Resident Evil 8.
Yes. You know what? 7 was good. I won't rip 7. But yeah, if they did Resident Evil in the style of this movie,
because like Resident Evil 7 brought back the whole like you should be scared. You should be worried.
You've got 5 bullets.
You might not even have a gun at this point. Like, you can't go and attack these things. And that adds a different element to games, and that's exactly what this would be like. Sneak into this, French town. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't shoot your way in, legitimately sneak, because the Germans will find you.
They will kill you.
Yeah.
Dead.
And then now you're in this base. Sneak around.
Mm-hmm.
And again, don't shoot nobody, because, they're going to find you, and you're stuck in their base. Like,
they had that, what was that World War movie, with the memoirs and the girl in the attic, and she wrote her...
Oh,
what was that movie?
Yes.
I got that feeling from that attic sequence.
Sure, but that's the thing
is the vibe that you're getting. Like, anything can happen right next to you.
You're supposed to be more freaked out by the Nazis than
the zombies.
And because they did a good job of, like, the Nazis come into a house, and you're in an attic going like, do not move, do not, like, and then there's again the Finn character who's like, must save day, and there's the actual realist going like, dude, you're gonna get us killed.
Hey, surprise.
Yeah. Like, and I like that part of the movie where you have that very Rookie-esque type character at war with the, steeled veteran of like, buddy, we're going to watch people die. The most important part is you don't.
Because they had that interaction in the very, very beginning with the sergeant.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, he was dead as soon as he landed. We got to go.
Yeah. And you get that from, like, the upstart rookie character who's like, I've been to basic training and I'm here.
I haven't even killed anyone yet.
Yeah,
he couldn't even kill a mouse.
And then he's gonna go save the day, sort of thing, by shooting 10 Nazis right off the bat. Like, he thinks
smashing
he can
his
do
own
it.
friend's face.
But he thinks he can do that to save the boss.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, no boy, like he's done.
Yeah.
Like, we have to stay alive to finish our mission.
Yes.
Let's go.
Because D-Day is happening in like 12 hours. We need to do this.
And there's that nice time piece to it of like we gotta get this done.
It's grounded in reality where this was a huge turning point in the war.
Well, and that's the other piece is, D-Day is this big thing in the war, but in this movie it's legitimately without these 4 or 5 guys or the events of this movie, D-Day wouldn't have been successful. So, like, this is the true story.
I gotta find it ironic that the day we watched that was the day after was Remembrance Day. I know. I was thinking about that. I'm like, this was really oddly timed.
Well, and then same time for a release of that movie was, on Remembrance Day weekend or Veterans Day weekend, like that kind of thing. So you're sitting there going like, oh, wow.
I wonder how many people they got.
What a time for the film.
Yeah, like, it's like, we just want to see a World War II movie. We wanted a World War II movie. What did we just watch?
It did okay at the box office. Not as good as I think they were.
You know what?
But again,
I wasn't expecting that movie to be huge.
I saw no advertising for this film.
The only thing I've seen was on Facebook.
I've seen, and I haven't been on Facebook in forever, but I've seen no advertising for this movie, and all of a sudden, like, people were talking about box office numbers, and I mean, The Grinch is continuing to do well, and they're like, well, Overlord should have da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, well, one is a family-friendly movie.
One is good, no.
Yeah, and the other one definitely is not.
And it's this time of year that a lot of families are going out, watching movies with the family.
Well, and again, a war movie is not everybody's cup of tea either. And I like them if I do get that more. War should be shown as a visceral
And this one did very well.
Perfect.
It's not just blood and guts and gore.
No.
It's the fear that, it's the story that really drives it home.
Yeah.
Of like, these Nazis are here, they're not here to play around.
No. And again, those specific, and you get the different stories of war. Honestly, I'm surprised there hasn't been a movie of like, I guess that was World War I though, like where the war stopped on Christmas Eve.
Oh, something like a break. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But in all honesty, because it's not like everybody who was on the German side was like, yay, Hitler. A lot of them were like, it's you or me, buddy. Like, speaking of war movies, I haven't been able to see this one, but a cool kind of thing that Peter Jackson has done is he got old World War I footage, and he's colorized it and revamped it and brought the sound back and all of this stuff.
Oh,
and
good for him.
Done a kind of bio-type pick of World War I, so it's a bunch of stories of World War I, but colorized and, like, prettied up so they actually look decent again. And
I'm like, for him. That stuff's a lot of work.
That's a ton of work. And he's actually, if you live in the UK, you can get it for free if you're a teacher. So you can actually, like, he wants to just...
You should try and get it.
I tried.
Oh. I'm sure you can find it now.
I'm pretty sure. Even if it's, I think that's really cool because his whole thing was he wants those stories to be shared because there's no veterans left from World War One. So.
Yeah. And kids nowadays don't quite understand the.
A lot of them, and there's a difference between hearing it from a veteran, like even I went to see a woman speak who was in an internment camp in World War II, and like listening to her speak is like powerful type thing. Like listening to people who actually experience this stuff is something. So being able to see that actual footage, I think, is an important piece of.
Yeah, that stuff will never leave us.
No.
Whether it's in color or not, but it just so happens that a lot more kids are gonna appreciate it.
Yes, and it is. It's something we we do always have to look back on and go like, oh. So the fact that he did that, I'm like, oh, that's
good for him.
That's cool. And yeah, I think in the UK he released it in like X amount of theaters, just for Remembrance Day, like on November 11th. You could go and watch this movie, and then that was like it had a one-time showing, and you're like, oh, all right, cool.
Good.
But yeah, good on him. But yeah, it's one of those ones that I want to see. I forgot what it's called now. But that's all I have. I've watched those 2 films and played 1 game.
Busy, huh?
Busy. What else have you done, sir?
So I've watched also Unbreakable. That
Excellent. The Bruce Willis film. You're working your way now.
That movie does not age well.
No, it didn't age well when it came out.
It's a hard watch.
I remember it being a hard watch the first time I saw it.
It was like, sure, he's a superhero, but what is he doing? Yes. He's lifting buckets of weights and moderately punching this guy in the face.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So how does Samuel Jackson's character fit in? It's like, yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm also the surprise villain. It's a M. Night Shyamalan movie. I am the villain. I've been the villain this entire time. Surprise. And I'm like, there was no lead up to this surprise.
Correct.
Like, is that when he started getting into the big surprise twist endings? Because I feel like...
Well, he was always the twist ending guy.
Because when did Unbreakable come out? Because I know he did this one and then Sixth Sense. And then Signs. So I don't know what he did before this one.
I don't know.
The Village was also obviously after it.
Yeah. I don't know. Unbreakable was that one. Like I remember renting that movie, like going to the store, renting that movie because my family. It's like, oh, Bruce Willis, action movie, obviously, because that's all he really does.
Yes, at that time, still does.
Still mostly just action movies. Like I've never seen a Bruce Willis. Like he's done some action comedies.
Yep.
And he's done action movies. I've never really gone to a movie and been like, ooh, Bruce Willis in a serious role.
I would like to see that.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
But like we rented it, going like, okay, Bruce Willis action movie, and I still remember like me and my parents. The movie ends, and us going like,
what just happened?
What did we just?
It's bad.
What did we just? And that's why like all of a sudden when they said that Split was attached to it, I'm going, why would you try and associate yourself with that movie? And then now obviously we're turning it into a trilogy,
a bigger deal than what it is.
Yeah.
Because it was never quite clear what his things like. Because obviously he was super strong.
Yes, he was the exact opposite.
And they made a really very big deal that he could not get sick.
Yes.
Man, the amount of like screen time they dedicated to when were you sick? What was the last time you were sick? I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just say that.
Clearly, he would have.
Just say that. I don't remember the last time.
He would have survived the happening. Really, what M. Night Shyamalan is doing is building his own M. Night Shyamalan universe, and all of these movies coexist together.
I'm excited to see what.
So
I'm excited to see what Signs looks like.
So when the aliens came down, they gave Bruce Willis his powers.
And then Signs was when they gave the kid his ability to see dead people.
Exactly. The aliens were the ones to kick everything off.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then at some point in time, the Avatar movie happened. Actually, they're just benders. They're actually just benders.
Sorry, we lost video.
Oh.
Thanks, dog. It's okay, we still have sound.
That's all right.
But you're giving away our secrets, dog. You're giving away our secrets. This way? That way? This way. Your way. It will work. I just have to do this. Oh dear. Oh no, we're good. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the preview screen going like, oh no.
Just gotta go like this.
No, we're good.
Go like this.
I got you.
Yes. So basically they're all elemental benders.
Yeah.
apparently.
But yeah, so
yeah, Unbreakable. It's just nothing happened.
Nothing happens in the movie, right?
No, like it's like okay, cool. This Samuel Jackson's character he's being Professor X.
Yes.
A black Professor X.
Yes.
Except a villain
who's super breakable.
Yes.
Like that's supposed to be the shtick in that movie.
Yeah, like
was
one of them is like
I'm super breakable, and you got all my unbreakableness, so now you're unbreakable.
Like, so I've been looking for all your kinds of people for a long time, and I'm like, cool. So what do you want to do?
Like in my mind, Bruce Willis accomplishes nothing in that film.
Neither does Samuel Jackson.
No one accomplishes anything in that movie.
So how does that movie tie into Split, and then how does that Split tie into Glass? I don't know.
See, and I think now M. Night Shyamalan's looking at it going like, oh, I can make this like spectacularly awesome movie because, we've come so far in filmmaking standards. Mm-hmm. So now we can do a film that's not just we're getting
3D.
The Breakable movie or whatever it is.
Is that what that?
I forgot what it's called. It's not Breakable, but
Glass.
Glass. Yes, because Glass.
So I gotta watch Split now.
I also have to watch Split.
I feel like had I not known that these three movies were in the same thing, I think the reveals would have been a lot better. Because if I known Bruce Willis wasn't going to be at the end of Split, and I just watched Split,
right,
that would have been like, whoa, that's crazy. But now I know that I'm going to be expecting him in some sort of like mid-credit sequence or at the end or something like that.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I still want to watch it because apparently Split's good.
Apparently Split did. Yeah, Split was a better film.
Like it's James McAvoy doing 20-something different characters.
Yeah. Which is just fun to watch, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Like that's I still have to see Split.
I'm not surprised it's not on Netflix, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not on something that especially with Glass coming out. Like you think that company would be like, anybody want our movies?
Maybe they just don't want to. They don't hide that fact that Unbreakable was just bad. That's a bad movie.
That was bad.
I would not watch. Like it builds and builds and builds, and then nothing happens.
At least, I'm happy about this, Tony. I'm glad you think the same thing, because I'm sitting there going, everybody's talking about it with Glass coming out, and I'm going, I don't remember Unbreakable being good. I experienced Unbreakable for the first time, and they had some interesting character reveals. Like in the very beginning, it's like, oh, they're setting up this character to be like, this baby came out, and something's wrong with this baby. Get the doctor. I'm like, cool. Where's this character going? And you see that character again as an adolescent. It's like, well, why can't I play with the other kids? And because
like,
die.
Because you'll die if anything touches you. Also, you're gonna wear this purple suit. I'm like, what? Like it doesn't go anywhere.
No,
that movie really, and it ends in the most unspectacularly ending, where it's like, oh no, we finished the ending. Oh, there's more we could have told. Let's put the text over the screen. We'll put the text, and that's the ending. They couldn't have shot like someone arresting Samuel Jackson's character. They couldn't have shown him in like a prison cell, and then like given some sort of closure to Bruce Willis's character.
It's all for the third film that he totally knew was coming out way back then.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes.
That film was him justifying the ending of this film.
It's I don't know. It's that movie where I don't
get.
I don't know.
Does it have like a cult following or something?
I don't think so. Like I don't think so.
I can't say.
No, it's a movie that I don't know.
It's so blah.
Yeah.
It is so blah. Like, and I think that a little bit has to do with the time period it came out. The special effects never really were a thing.
It might.
Like, oh, cool. Bruce Willis he's lifting up all these weights. What? How does that make him? What else can we show to make him strong? Make him punch through concrete. Have a high octane action.
But they don't make him do anything.
No, and that's another thing. What's his other ability? He can read other people's minds or something like that, or he can bump into them and oh, I know what he's gonna do.
As much as people complain about the big action sequences of all the superhero movies, like the big those. CGI fight.
That's what comic book heroes do, and this was a movie about comic book heroes.
Yeah.
And it does none of that.
And he doesn't get the big fight.
And his kid is literally the most grounded character in this movie, because it's like, my dad's a superhero. I'm gonna shoot you with a gun. Yeah. You're gonna live. And I'm like, if that would have happened, that would have changed this movie. It would have been actually interesting. But no, they had to be like, I am still a human. Do not shoot me with this gun. I'm like, what is going on here?
Because in all honesty, if anybody gets a power where they're like, I can't get hurt by things.
Yeah, that character exists. It's called Luke Cage.
Well, and that's exactly it. But at some point, you're gonna go to your limits. Like it's like, all right,
not just lift weights.
But it's like I'm gonna poke myself with a knife. All right, the knife is bending. Excellent. All right, next step. Like,
all right, car. Hit me with a car.
Yeah, exactly. Like slowly. Like don't if you actually do damage me, let's
Or it's like, I'm going to jump off this roof.
Or again, jumping off of something.
Not just, I'm going to lift weights.
Yeah. And again, I think some of it is, you're right, the limits of the time for movies.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's very underwhelming.
Put in bad CG.
And again, we're in a time frame where you do have the X-Men movies that were all around the same time. Like the first X-Men movie, they managed to do some action sequences that were, of greater...
Yes,
size.
Debatably some of the coolest action sequences in comic books happened in that movie.
But that's the thing is, like, you could have done some things. I think you just wanted to make it...
Save money.
Sure, save money, or you didn't know where you were going with this movie.
Watching Samuel L. Jackson's character fall downstairs was the most unsatisfyingly extended sequence I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh... I wonder what's going to happen to him. The most unbreakable person in the world, or the most breakable person in the world, is going downstairs trying to chase after a guy.
Yeah, he did.
Just to see if the guy had a gun in his pocket. Oh, he's falling.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You can hear him. He's screaming. Oh, you can hear breaking. I'll get it because he's breakable.
He's breakable, unlike Bruce Willis, who is unbreakable. But you never really show me that he's unbreakable. Like, you don't put him in any circumstance where he's unbreakable. And I think that's where Glass is going to be fun.
Yes.
Is you're going to have James McAvoy, who has...
I don't know what his thing is yet.
From the trailers,
all I know is that he's, like, got multiple personalities.
Yeah. And he gets some extra strength going on, so at least Bruce Willis will have some... But that's my thing, is Bruce Willis has...
And then how does Samuel Jackson's character fit into that?
He's the one that is the mastermind.
He's like the... Is he reverse... Is he evil Magneto?
Well, no, he's evil Professor X.
So evil Professor X? Yeah. He's evil Professor X then, right?
Like, really, like, it's like, why is Samuel Jackson's character here?
Like, it's just an entire...
He's the mastermind behind things, because he has spent so much time in the chair. His brain has developed to a, ungodly level or something like that.
So kind of like Professor X.
I wonder if M. Night Shyamalan's whole thing was like, I wonder what would happen if Professor X were evil. Because Magneto's not evil.
No.
Magneto is essentially
He's doing what he thinks is right.
Right. His whole shtick is like, I
want to protect my kind.
I want to protect my kind. Whereas if you legitimately just had an evil Professor X, it would be like, I shall collect all the superpowered people in the world and make them do what I need them to do.
I'll put them together in a school.
Yeah. And train them to be bad.
So yeah, I will try and pick up Split sometime.
Unbreakable. Yeah, Split.
See what that movie's all about. Because I'm
interested.
I like James McAvoy.
Because James McAvoy, like you said, playing multiple characters would be fun.
And also, it's James McAvoy. He's a great actor. As we give him a lot of rap in some of the movies he's in, but
those are the movies he's in.
Yeah, that's the movies, not him.
It's the same as like a Johnny Depp type thing. Is if he's in the wrong movie, he bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he's in the right movie, he good.
Yep. Fear and Loathing.
Oh God, such a good film.
Yeah, it's classic.
Split you can buy. You can't even rent it on Google Play.
Oh, good. I'll just find it.
You can either buy it in 4K or SD.
I hate that's a thing now. Like,
but the 4K one's only $15, so it's not like it's... there was one movie, I think the Lego Batman movie, they were like, you can buy this in UHD 4K.
And only that.
And only that for like $40.
Jurassic World was like that.
Yeah.
When I was wanting to watch it that day, I was like, how much could it be to rent? It couldn't be like more than $2.
Yeah.
You can't. And also it's $24 to buy. I'm like, and also you get all the Ds with this one.
Oh yes, I need so many Ds so many Ks when I watch them.
All the 4Ks and all the Ds and all the...
I need all the dimensions and Ks I can get.
When I want to watch Jurassic World.
When I just want to watch on my 1080p television.
Some people
I don't even have Ks.
Some people just watch it on their phone.
Yeah, I don't even have Ks, man. I just want to watch this movie.
So yeah, I've watched Unbreakable.
Excellent.
Underwhelming.
Yep.
And then I played Axiom Verge finally.
Yes.
That is the I want to say one guy made that game.
You might be right.
I want to say so.
1 or 2.
So if you haven't played Axiom Verge, it's a game that came out last year, or was it earlier this year? I can't remember when it came out.
Yes.
Let's fact check when Axiom Verge came out. It's a Metroidvania style game. In fact, it's more Metroid than anything. The story's not quite clear right now. I'm basically thrown into this cave, and I'm given this gun, and my character's literally like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
And so it's basically your responsibility to adventure, and you find passages that you can't quite access yet until you get a different weapon. It's that kind of gameplay. You got save rooms, so that's basically a Castlevania Metroid thing again.
I was going to say Metroid.
It's all of that. So I want to say, when did it come out? Axiom Verge.
Spelling Axiom.
AXIOM. Came out a long time ago. Holy crap, it came out a long time ago. It came out in 2015.
Well, there you go.
So it's on the Switch. That's why I'm playing it. I think I bought it for like $10.
Yep.
Because that game rarely goes on sale. And I knew I was going to play it at some point in time, but I also was playing Dead Cells at that. And I didn't want to mix those two games up.
I've been talking with, like, I went to a thing last Sunday, and talking to people who had Switches. And they're like, well, we're getting Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Mario's fun. Because another guy was like, should I get a Switch? Because there was a couple of us with Switches.
Yeah, sure.
And the one guy's like, it's great for the Nintendo games that you know are going to be, like, quirky, fun Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you got your Zelda.
Zelda's, Mario's, the Mario Karts, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's like, and the, like, indie games. He's like, I've never bought so many indie games because, you know, you look at it and go, oh, $10. Sure.
Right.
Like, and then play it wherever you go.
When what's that card battle game that I was playing on the PC?
Yes. I know the one.
That's coming to the Switch.
Yep.
I'm going to buy that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy that.
Yeah.
Because that was a fun PC game. But
sure.
If I can play that on the go.
And that's the big piece. And again,
like I would play that. I would even buy it on Android. Yeah. But the fact that I can play it on the Switch, I'll just play it on the Switch.
The indie games are priced so well on the Switch.
It's pretty good.
And then most of the time, like, if you even wait, it's like, oh, now it's $10. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I saw a game on the eShop for like 60 cents.
Did Oops or the Insult Simulator go on sale? Because that's usually like only $2.
No, it was this weird multiplayer.
Not GTA.
No, not GTA 5.
And they had to change their name.
Why? Because did they get sued?
Yeah, it's called Not the Name We Wanted.
They could have done better. Not that game.
Not that game. So yeah. But yeah,
Axiom Verge. It's super fun. I'm really, really digging it. It's that adventure Castlevania game, Metroid game.
You know who needs to make a game like that?
Nintendo.
Metroid.
Or Castlevania.
Sure.
Just get Konami to do it. No. Although I heard the Netflix series is just completely rocking it. The Netflix
and they're doing... They just announced it. They've got the Castlevania people are doing another video game.
Oh. So Konami's actually pulling up their pants and doing something with their their IP.
Let's Castlevania Netflix creators. Castlevania. That's no Castle. Don't. Good lord. Castlevania Netflix.
Or fact check.
Making Devil May Cry.
Oh, Devil May Cry 5 or
a Netflix show.
See, Devil May Cry was already an anime. They made one.
So they're doing, but this is the same people doing one for Netflix. So Devil May Cry series from Castlevania's A.D. Shenkar.
I will watch that.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry is if you talk about a game that could be an anime, it's Devil May Cry.
Because it's already an anime.
It's basically an anime in video game form. Giant ass swords.
With the surprise appearance from Bayonetta, essentially, because, you know.
Basically the
same game.
Why can't we have Dante in Smash?
Hey man, there's 5 DLC characters coming.
Dante. I'm sure Dante's on that list somewhere.
Well, the guy I was talking to about the Switch stuff, because I'm like, well, Super Smash Bros. Coming out. And he's like, yeah.
I finally bought it.
He's like, yeah, I guess I have to pre-order that, because he's like, I never pre-order stuff. And he's like, it's going to be good, right? And I'm like, dude, it's Super Smash Bros. Like,
the worst one they've ever made was Brawl.
And it was still good.
Yeah.
And the only reason it was bad was tripping. But, like, in all honesty, I'm like, dude, it's Super Smash Bros. And there's 70-some fighting characters. And he's like, I really want the Piranha Plant. And I'm like, then get the game. It's like, what's it going to kill you? You don't even have to buy the special version. You just have to buy the game. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, if you don't want to buy the DLC, don't yet, but
I think what excites me the most is that they announced that every single fighter is back, but then we have 5 more fighters coming, but they cannot be old.
Yeah.
It has to be new characters. It could be anyone.
Yeah, at this point again, like
they literally can't. They cannot tread we are gonna release Snake again or whatever. Like no.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely it's not Ken. It's and it's not Ryu. Like it's none of these characters that have been announced. Well, we already have 73 characters, and there's 5 more coming at least. Mm-hmm. That's not to say that during development they're like, why don't we make Shadow the Hedgehog as a Echo character for
because they said Sakurai said that these aren't going to be Echo.
These are not Echoes. These are brand new characters. So
right.
that's the thing is there's still the possibility of an Echo character popping their way into something and him being like, give me $3 and you get this I'm
interested to see how they handle the Pokemon trainer and the amiibos.
Yeah,
because Charizard is its own amiibo.
Yeah.
Pikachu's its own. Well, Pikachu's
not part of it.
But yeah, Charizard's its own amiibo. So how does that work with the Pokemon trainer?
Yes.
And then if that becomes an amiibo, is that just the trainer itself, or do I get Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charmander or Charizard in one giant amiibo?
Well, someone figured maybe it's the trainer with the Squirtle and an Ivysaur, because Charizard's already his own.
I feel like that'd be a cop out.
I think so too, but yeah, that would be a massive amiibo.
I'd buy it.
I know you would.
I'd buy it.
And maybe they do. Maybe they make a
giant,
big one. Because I have the big Yoshi.
Yeah, it's not their first time they've built an oversized amiibo.
No.
Or even an undersized one in a cereal box.
Or they do the 3-pack thing, and you have Trainer and Squirtle and Ivysaur.
And they all just happen to be the same.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Because they are slowly reissuing the old amiibos. Like I think I saw Mario on shelf again. I'm like, when was the last time I saw Mario?
I know people are taking pictures on the Smash Bros. Subreddit. Guys, remember when he was hard to find? And all of a sudden, there's pictures of Link again, and you're like, so we'll see.
But yeah, I've been playing Axiom Verge on my Switch.
Nice.
I'm trying really, really hard to finish Ace Attorney right now. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't want to call it slow, but it's slow. It's real slow. It's real slow, but it's really cool though because the last chapter they reintroduced some interesting characters that I haven't seen in a decade.
Yeah.
And it's it feels like one of those compilation games where it's like this is it. This is our final case. This is the we will change the dark world of the law or something. And I'm like, oh, this is such a book. This is such one of those Japanese books that you can buy. No, yeah, it's like a manga or it's like a drama book that you can buy off Steam.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the visual novel.
Visual novel. Yeah. It's like a giant visual novel. Yeah. I'm like,
but that's all those
and
games
that's all
really were.
It really is.
They were just fun because there was the solving the case involved with it.
Right.
They packaged it really well.
But the thing is, they don't do that anymore.
No.
In Dual Destinies, none of that cool forensic stuff happens. Yeah. I'm not dusting for fingerprints. I'm not using my voice in any unique ways.
Objection!
I remember when that game came out on the DS, everyone's like, you can yell into your DS with a microphone, and everyone's like, there's a microphone on the DS?
Because it only worked with the dog game, with the Nintendogs.
Yes.
Come here, boy.
And now you can, the fact
my Nintendog. I haven't fed him in 20 years.
He's dead. He did. He dead. He dead.
I forgot about that game.
Nintendog is the next Smash character.
But he's already a trophy. Or not a trophy,
or
assist character.
That you know of.
That's true.
They might demote him and then promote him.
You're no longer an assist trophy, but you're now a character.
Yeah.
What?
Nintendog licks into action. And then it's just a fight between him and Duck Hunt. The Duck Hunt dog.
Duck Hunt dog. I forgot Duck Hunt's in that game.
Yes. Everything is in that game.
Such a good game.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Super Bowl.
Yes, I have it on my Switch now. I did pre-purchase the.
It is on my Switch.
13 gigs.
I installed it onto the actual console, so no matter which card I put in, it is. I have Smash Bros.
I just deleted a few pieces of software that I don't play anymore.
Yeah.
So.
I'll probably.
I was thinking about that to sidebar this. I totally forgot that this was the side effect of me getting a new PlayStation.
Yes.
I cannot get PT on it anymore. I cannot get PT on it because of the way that they pulled it from the store. Yeah, it made me a little bit sad. It made me a little bit sad.
We'll just have to stream you playing it one day, and before you
I'm sad. Well, did we get Graham to play it? I feel like we got Graham to play it.
We might have.
I feel like we got a Graham to play it PT.
I think we did. I'm not sure if we recorded it, but yeah, we definitely he played it.
Because I remember him like Ghost Lady.
Yuck.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, can I play PT on my new PlayStation? And I was thinking about it. No, I can't. Shit.
Damn.
But c'est la vie. I needed to play God of War, so.
I needed to play God of War. You didn't want your PlayStation taking off?
No. God of Wind. God of Wind.
Right out the window. And
Thought. That being said, I think that's all I've done. I'm trying to think of any other shows I've watched. No.
Cool.
No. I'm good.
I remembered a couple. Dragon Ball Super.
Yes.
They were having a tournament in space.
Oh, good.
So.
Oh, how are you liking Pokemon, by the way?
What?
Pokemon Let's Go.
I'm gonna talk about it. It's my end part.
Talk about Pokemon.
No.
I want to play Pokemon. I need to Pokemon.
So Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, Dragon Ball Space. They're in space.
They're in space. They're in a tournament. Like they've lived
Space tournament.
They've built the Budokai tournament
in space.
The grounds, like everything, and it is Lord Beerus versus his twin brother, and they're playing to see who wins Earth or who wins the Super Dragon Balls. Right. And I think I talked about this one the last time, but they finally threw in Frieza from this other universe was one of the fighters.
Okay.
But Frieza from the other universe, from Universe 6, was like a freedom fighter. Until partway through the fight, you found out that he was cheating and is a complete jerk.
Okay.
Who was using poison to like nullify his enemies.
Huh.
So Piccolo got one fight in before he lost.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh no, like, you know, Frieza from Earth 6 is disqualified. So
right.
Piccolo, you get to keep fighting. And Vegeta's like, no, he wishes to step down. And Piccolo's like, what? Because Vegeta was like, I don't accept that he's disqualified. Like, I'm going to beat him up.
Oh, Frieza.
And Piccolo's like, I guess I am done fighting. So Piccolo's out of the fight. Like, he disqualifies himself. Like, he just steps off and goes back. And
thanks, Piccolo.
And so Goku got to come back in because Frieza cheated, and that's how she beat Goku, or he beat Goku.
Yeah.
But then Vegeta goes, you know, just Super Saiyan and beats them up.
Of course he does.
And then there's a Super Saiyan from Universe 6, except the Saiyans are not an evil race of aliens. They, again, are like, they fight for the small guy. Except now he's seen Goku and Vegeta go Super Saiyan. Mm-hmm. So the kid steps in, this like Saiyan from Universe 6, and Vegeta's like, all right, like, go Super Saiyan, let's get this fight going. Like, let's not dwindle on powering up throughout an entire fight. Go max power now so we can get this done. Like, let's do this. And the kid's like, I don't what is a Super Saiyan? We don't Super Saiyan.
Right.
And then he sits there and he bows to Vegeta, like, mid-fight, like, could you teach me to become a Super Saiyan? And Vegeta's all like, you just bowed to an opponent during a fight. Like, what is wrong with you? So he
shows weakness.
Beats the living snot out of this kid and then threatens to destroy his planet. And the kid gets super angry and goes Super Saiyan.
That's how you become Super Saiyan.
And once he calms down, he's like, oh, you just helped me go Super Saiyan. And Vegeta's like, no. He's like, remember the anger, because that is what is going to make you become a Super Saiyan. Like, it's the anger that fuels it. So the kid goes Super Saiyan, and then Vegeta goes Super Saiyan God. And then he's like, and boosh. And he's like, all right, fight's done. And then Hit comes in, which is from Dragon Ball FighterZ. He's in that game, and everybody's like, who's Hit? He's an assassin from Universe 6.
Yeah.
And he's the best assassin from Universe 6, and he can actually time travel by 0.1 second.
That helps.
So he beats Vegeta handedly.
By 0.1 second.
Because, like, Vegeta goes in for an attack, and all of a sudden Vegeta's punched in the face. And Vegeta's like, I didn't even see the punch. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Goku's, like, flying around to everybody, like, you know, do you know how he fights? And, you know, like, what's going on? And, you know, the guy from the Galactic Federation's all like, I think he's time traveling by, like, 0.1 second. So then Goku gets into the fight, and then it's like, he kind of figures it out and surprises Hit. And that's where I got to with that one. I've also played, I remember this, Super Mario Party, the single player. Mm-hmm. There's the Challenge Road.
Yes.
I've gotten to level the 3rd world in it. And essentially it is. It's the mini games, but with added challenges to them. So you have to score so many goals or get so many points or do something within so many seconds. Or
speaking of which, we did play that last week.
We did.
Chris, you and I.
Yep.
And fuck the computer. What a dick.
Good game though.
It's so much fun.
It is back to being Mario Party. Like everybody.
It's been a while since it's
been this way. Yeah. Where you can actually sit down and just play. Yep. So yeah, we played it, which is
I'm looking forward to the. I'm hoping our Black Friday or Boxing Day sale.
Yeah.
It'll drop.
Yeah.
In price, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like that game might, because I was looking at the controller bundle. I'm like, that's cool, but I already have a physical game, and I kind of want to keep it.
Keep it in there, yeah.
One physical game, so I might just download it. I have enough controllers already.
Then you're good. But yeah, that's it'll be good when we can get 4 people playing it, because then we can do one of the like 2v2 maps.
Right.
Because like I say, playing 2v2, either you and a computer versus another person in a computer, fine, or 2 people versus 2 computers, totally cool. But you know, 2 people versus 1 guy who gets stuck with a computer, kind of not good.
We've experienced that.
So, but either way, the single player is actually quite fun.
Yeah.
And like there's characters that pop out of the road as you're going down it. Like Diddy Kong pops out and he's like, you know, I'm gonna win this one. And if you beat so many worlds, you unlock Diddy Kong, sort of thing.
Right.
And then the big game that I've played a little bit of is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Pokemon Eevee.
Eevee. It's a good game.
It's super fun.
It is.
It is super fun.
It is yellow.
Yes.
They've changed your rival.
Yes.
He is now more of the like.
Let's better ourselves, or.
Yeah, he's your friend. Yeah. Like he sent you an email going like, remember when you're doing this, like da da da, your pal, you know. And I named him Gary because I'm like, if I'm going back to yellow, Gary. Except he doesn't act like Gary.
I think you actually run into Gary.
You do.
In the game.
Yeah, I do. His name is Blue.
Yes. Yeah. And the video game is different than the shows, just to be very clear.
But yeah, it's definitely, and he's still Professor Oak's grandkid. And the joke is, he's like, when he sent me out, he sent me with a map and a pencil, and I had to write down where I was finding Pokemon and stuff. And you're like, cute. There's some quality of life things with Pokemon.
Yeah.
So even, you know, Professor Oak sends you away. Before he sends you away, you already have the Pokedex. You already have Eevee.
Yeah.
Like he kind of hands everything to you, and then you go up and go to the shop, and the guy in the shop's like, "Oh, I have this parcel that you have to take to Professor Oak, please." And you're like, "But I've got everything already. Like, I've got Pokeballs. Like, I've got 50 of them. Like, what else do I need?" And then you go back down, and Oak gives you berries. Because berries now play a large role in.
It's the raspberry effect.
It's the raspberries, yeah, to catch
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and it's very Pokemon Go. Like, I think you were saying in the chat thing the other day, like, this is what Pokemon Go wanted to be.
Yes, this is what Niantic wanted to make their game into.
In all honesty, it explains the Pokemon Go structure better than Pokemon Go.
It does.
So like the rings as they're closing in, like
the higher, the
when
closer
you want to throw,
the closer it is, the better your.
The smaller it is, and if you
can
peg it in there, all of a sudden, like I'm getting excellent throws in my game now because I'm like, oh, I understand.
This is why I need to get those.
Yeah.
I'm interested to try and do some 2-player stuff. I'm really.
I 2-played for all of 5 minutes, and I the experience is, I don't know because I wasn't playing with anybody who was seriously trying to play either. You can race to try and catch the Pokemon, obviously. If you do the in-tandem throwing, obviously it's better.
Yes.
But, or you can just sit there and see who can catch the Pokemon fast.
Yeah, there literally is no advantage to either or catching first, right? It all gets logged onto the first player.
Yes, because the second player can't even run into the wild Pokemon.
Oh, they can't?
No.
Okay.
I think that's the coolest part of this game, and people were complaining about it. Like, there's no random battles anymore.
No.
You see the Pokemon legitimately on the map,
right,
and you run into them if you want to. They'll sometimes stream at you, depending on what Pokemon it is.
Yeah, because depending on the level of the Pokemon, too, right? The bigger ones might want to attack you more, and then the weaker ones will run away from you.
Yeah. The leveling system, obviously, you don't battle anymore the wild Pokemon.
No.
So it's all about catching them, and when you catch them, you gain experience for all of your Pokemon in your party.
So that's good. It's a good change.
Yeah. And all of your Pokemon stay with you in your Pokemon bag now. There's no more PC.
Ah, yes. So excited.
So just like Pokemon Go, when you catch them, you have all of your Pokemon. Same thing with this one, and you can press a button and select all the Pokemon you want to and send them to Oak, and they'll be turned into candies. You get candies for them to help with his research.
So the big piece is now you don't get just the species candy.
Yes, you get
stats candy.
It's stat candy, so mighty candy or speed candy, and then there's large speed candy. So that's for Pokemon who are level 30 and up. You have to actually have different candies for them. You can't just keep forcing them candy. Rare candy is in the game.
Rare candy still.
I found one.
Okay.
And someone talked about. I was going to text you this morning because someone was like, "I heard there's this thing called rare candy," and I'm like, "It might be in the game, Tony." But it is. I found one. Just like Yellow, there are people who are willing to give you Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You have to catch so many Pokemon before they'll give them to you, though. So, like Bulbasaur, I walked up and they're like, "You have to catch so many. Oh, you've caught 47. Here to have a Bulbasaur." I had already caught a Bulbasaur, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the other fun part of this game is with the Pokemon walking around.
You can kind of pick and choose.
One, you can pick and choose, and two, they've populated the areas with new Pokemon that make sense in those areas. So like you walk into
it actually gives it a lot more flavor than you think it
the world is so alive.
Other than just having trainers, it just feels like a real Pokemon world now.
Yeah, the world is so alive.
Yeah, like you have the background music still, and it just feels...
The world looks so pretty. Mm-hmm. Like they've done an amazing job. If this honestly is what the Switch game looks like, I wouldn't be mad. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping for more, but if this is what it looks like, I'm cool.
Like if it's overworld Pokemon again?
Even that, and as long as I get to actually fight them, we're cool. But the overworld Pokemon, like everything happening, I'm down for. Like you go into a cave and there's Geodudes walking around, like floating around, and you're like, yeah, or Zubats. Everywhere Zubats.
They still chase you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Zubats. Team Rocket's obviously in the game.
It's the
Jesse
and James and
Meowth. So they're in the game, which is cool. The weirdest part to me is I went into Brock's gym. Mm-hmm. I don't feel I'm spoiling anything. It's Pokemon Yellow. You walk into his gym, and the guy at the front will not let you in unless you have a Grass-type Pokemon.
That's a balance thing.
And that's just,
That's a total balance thing. Because if you walk up with Pikachu, you can be like, I'm a totally wreck you with my Pikachu. Nope.
Yeah. And I'm like, but I have a Nidoran who's got double kick. Like, let me in.
So the workaround for that is you need to get through him with the Grass Pokemon.
Yes.
Go back and take a Grass Pokemon out, and then you can still walk back in.
And I get that, and that's totally fine. It's more just a you're a beginner.
So
you should be going in with like a Grass type Pokemon to fight this fight.
So yeah, a lot of that is the Pokemon company trying to make this game accessible to new players.
And it works, and it's totally like I was surprised. And again, I wasn't an idiot. Like I'm like I just caught a Bulbasaur with Vine Whip. Mm-hmm. I know which gym I'm going to. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm. Worse, because you can't get Squirtle yet, I'm assuming.
No, I haven't found a Squirtle yet.
You're going to have Squirtle walking around behind you.
Heck yeah.
Little Eevee on your head.
Yeah, my Eevee's on my head, and I have Ivysaur behind me right now.
Pikachu, I think, is on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I would like to have that, but the fiancé wanted Eevee, so that decision was made out of my hands.
Yeah, but you can have a Pikachu follow you.
But I want it on my shoulder.
But yeah, overall, like, once you got used to just like, oh, I'm catching Pokemon to gain experience, it's like I must catch all the Pidgeys now.
I've heard that the shiny Pokemon are way easier to catch this time around.
That's probably true because
you can see if it's shiny in the overworld.
Oh, can you?
Yes. You don't have to run into it anymore.
See, and even just there's so many Pokemon, and you can just be like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. It's not like walking around in circles in the grass hoping.
Yep.
There's lures in the game, so you can actually like activate a lure.
So akin to Pokemon Go.
Yeah. The Pokemon Go mechanics are all in this game.
It's weird how much of a connection that game is to Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
It's so weird to see.
Well, but it is. Even my wife the other night, I'm sitting there and I had my phone open to catch like my one a day sort of thing from the house because there's usually one that spawns right there, and I'm like, oh, yep. And she's like, are you playing the like? Can you catch Pokemon from our house? And I'm like, just the one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, usually it's like a Shelter or something like that. I got a Pikachu small. The other day because
there's
a thing
event.
Going on. Yeah,
there's an event going on. Right
and then I'm like, and then I picked up my Switch and I'm like, flip. And she's like, and I'm like, it's new. See, I can catch the Pokemons on here now too. The one cool thing to handheld mode is when you pet your Eevee, you can touch the screen.
Perfect.
When you're playing on TV mode, you just like waggle your controller. Yeah. So
that would be greatly appreciated in my household.
Yeah. You can pet you can just have Eevee as like a huge thing on your TV screen.
Oh no, she'll want the handheld. Yeah. She'll do in the handheld. She'll do in the handheld. Yep. That will be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. But in all honesty,
I really value the fact that they voiced Eevee.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, if it wasn't voiced, I think there would have been riots.
Yeah. It's not just the like Bulbasaur comes out and it's the
old 8-bit cries.
Yeah. Same with which I find very endearing. Like Geodude came out and I know that sound.
Yes, we've all.
And I'm just like, yeah, Geodude.
Yep,
I knew it was him, but yeah, having Eevee like actually kind of doing
the voice from the show,
and not just like Eevee, but like the whole like
the little like squeaking noises.
Yeah,
that a real Pokemon would sound like.
Yeah, they're cute, and if even Pikachu when you catch him wild in the game, still Pikachu. So, hopefully with the next mainline game, we'll get more voiced Pokemon, which would be nice with the power of the Switch.
Well, the power of the Switch would be nice. I still come down to the memory constraints. It's going to be so many Pokemon to try and voice.
And it would be, but
like
at least it's a Pikachu, Switch game now.
Yes. At least Pikachu and Eevee will be voiced.
Yeah.
That will probably happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it will work for...
I can see this game easily selling people a second Switch, like, if, for instance, in Europe. Like, I know there is the 2-player version type thing, but I can totally see it being a, like, I wish for my own for handheld.
We'll see. She doesn't really play a whole heck of a lot, so it's not that bad.
And that's the thing is, you can
have your own profile too. So she can have her own thing. This is the first Pokemon game that you can have multiple save files for.
I know, which is delightful.
This is crazy to think that it took this long.
Well, and think about it, the next mainline game, same shtick.
Yeah, it will definitely be the same thing.
Profiles will actually be.
And the only reason why they couldn't do it was because of the memory constraints on the cartridge. But now that the saves are being handled why was it not handled like that on the 3DS? I will never know. But
whatever. But yeah, no, it's a solid game. Once you get used to the different
catching,
just the different mechanic of I have to, because they give you 50 Pokeballs when you first get Pokeballs. Because
normally you get like 5.
Yeah, they give you 50, and I'm like, oh,
right, because catching is
like I caught my Rattata and I caught my Pidgey and I caught a Bellsprout, and I'm like, all right, next set, like we're good because usually it's Pidgey and Rattata and hopefully a Nidoran if I can find him, right? Like I'm set for the next gym. Let's go. And then I'm like, I kind of got in the middle of something. I'm like, I caught another Pidgey, and you get a combo point for it because you've caught so many Pidgeys. And it's like, oh. And then I looked at how many Pokeballs I had, and I'm like, oh, they really want me catching these things. So I'm like, I get this.
That replaces the battle mechanic.
Right. I'm like, I understand.
And you still fight trainers.
You still fight trainers.
So that part hasn't changed.
Nope.
So
you still learn moves as your Pokemon.
So I think what they've done is they've boosted the amount of trainers there are in the game. They must at some point in time.
So far, it seems to be about the same.
Because
winning battles does give you Pokeballs and money sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice. So like, I beat a guy and it's like, here, have 2 Great Balls. Or I beat another guy and it's like, have 3 regular Pokeballs. And I'm like, excellent. I see how this works. Because for a while I was worried. Do they still give you the same amount of money? And Pokeballs are still like $100 a piece.
Yeah.
Or 100 Zenny or Yen or whatever they're.
The Pokemon dollars.
The Pokemon dollars. So I was sitting there with like $3,000. And I'm like, I need to buy, like, I just used 10 balls on the way up here. Like, I'll buy another 10, and it's like, that'll be $1,000. And I'm like, but I only got $3,000. Like, I'm now into Cerulean City and have $18,000. So I'm sitting okay now. Like, I just bought another 90 Pokeballs.
Yep.
So
I'm surprised there's no Pokestop mechanic where you can just kind of check in with it every 24 hours.
There is a guy in the first cave you go into who's like, oh, I see you have plenty of Pokeballs. Come see me if you ever run out. And I'm like, they're gonna make sure I always have at least Pokeballs. So, which is good. I haven't run into any of the HM mechanics yet. Of like the new secret move type.
Have the TMs the old TM style or the new TM style?
I have not checked. Brock gave me a new TM and it's not Bide.
What?
I don't know what to do.
What is this?
I forgot what it is, but it's TM01. Which I don't know what that one is, but
it could be anything.
I'd have to check, but I have not tried to.
You know what?
Because all my Pokemon
there can't be any HM mechanics because they're reintroducing the ride mechanic.
I know.
So it can't be HM.
But that's what I want to see how. Like I haven't seen how they do it yet.
So if it is what they did in Kalos and in Alola, they just turned the HMs into TMs.
Yeah.
And then TMs are infinite use.
Because like right now, Cerulean City, there's a tree that's standing in front of the path down south of us, and I'm like, all right, who gives me cut? Like, where's the cut mechanic, yo? Like, does Eevee just all of a sudden be like, yeah, I know how to...
It's more like a gnaw.
Yeah. So, the battle sequences are cool. The Pokemon look absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. I expected no less.
My animation, like, I still have problems. And, I mean, this will always be a problem, because they'll never actually fully animate the fights. But...
Oh, yeah, there's going to be some attacks that don't fully animate.
Or, like, you know, Vine Whip. Bulbasaur actually, like, his vines come out.
Mm-hmm.
But you also get the large animated, like, vine over top of his head that signifies this is a Vine Whip. And it's like, all right. In my brain, the ultimate Pokemon game that's, you know, the size of Red Dead Redemption in file size has them, like, actually, like, you know, the vines come out and actually
it's
hit
voiced
and it's
by
voiced and everything is, yeah. Like, that is the ultimate dream of my Pokemon experience. But this is, it's still gorgeous. Like, Bulbasaur's in a fight and I'm like, yeah, it's Bulbasaur. Or, like, the Eevee mechanic, he, like, launches off your shoulder sort of thing to come into the fight.
Super excited to play that.
Or when it does pan every once in a while and you see your trainer, like, Eevee's sitting on your head.
Yeah, when you don't have the main Pokemon, when you don't have him.
When he's not, when he's not.
Because their partner Pokemon don't go in the Pokeballs.
No. And yeah, you can press it's easy enough pressing the plus button and the Pokemon in your party out of the Pokeball. Like, it's not like you have to go through 8,000 menus to get there. It's like, bloop, and all of a sudden, like, Pidgeotto's following you. The guy following you can also find stuff in bushes and that kind of stuff. So, like, if Bulbasaur's comfortable in the area because it's forest, he'll actually go to bushes and be like, he's found something.
I'm excited to see all the unique ride and Pokemon walking
Me
animations.
too.
Like, going from a Pidgey to, like, a Mewtwo.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like...
Or, like, having an Articuno fly behind you.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. Right now, like, I had Ivysaur, and then I'm like, I wonder what Nidorino, because my Nidoran evolved, so I, like, Nidorino's following me, and I'm like, alright, cool, like, you look wicked as Nidoking. Pidgeotto, I was hoping would fly a little higher. He's, like, legitimately right behind you, like, what up? And I'm like,
it's really creepy.
Yeah,
Does he at least, like, land before you walk? Or
if you talk to him, he lands.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure if you stop long enough, he'll land. When you go over cliffs, you get, like, the animation of you, like, the Pokemon going back into the Pokeball and then coming back out.
Oh,
They don't have a jumping
That's
animation.
exactly what happens in Yellow.
Yeah.
And Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
But yeah, they go back into the Pokeball for 2 seconds and then come back out. Or if you, like, run through your Pokemon, it goes back into the ball and then comes behind. But it does have the little, like... Like, it doesn't... It's not like Ivysaur just disappears and reappears.
Yes.
There is at least the
you can see them shrink into the ball. And
the detail of, like... Zoop, zoop.
Okay.
So that one's nice.
Good.
Yeah, no, like, that... Anybody who is worried about this shouldn't be worried.
I was never worried.
I was never worried.
I'm still super excited. I'm real mad I haven't played it yet. But that's for different reasons. That's for different reasons.
You can try mine. Like...
We'll get there.
But yeah, that's it's wholeheartedly it's got the feel of a Pokemon game. It's Team Rocket's in there.
There's full cutscenes.
Yeah,
that aren't just static anymore.
Yeah,
like the camera's panning around and stuff.
Well, and even when Professor Oak, you first meet him, it pans down and you see up the trail to where you're going, and you can see the Pokemon Center in the distance, sort of thing, with like the hills and everything. And I'm like. And yes, they teach you how to catch Pokemon right off the bat because the Eevee runs out of the grass and
you gotta do
Oak's like, here's some Pokeballs, throw it, and you're like,
I'm useless to catch. I can't catch Pokemon. The most useless professor.
And so you catch it, and he's like, huh? And he's like, well, I guess that's your first Pokemon instead of giving you one that's in the
What does your rival get?
Pikachu.
Oh, so it's the opposite. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm assuming in
Pikachu,
Let's Go Pikachu, he gets Eevee.
Yeah.
And again, he's not a
rival.
He's not a rival. He's like, oh, we've lived in the same town. Like, we're best buds, yo.
Yeah, no.
And then as you leave Professor Oak's place, like your mom meets you, and she's like, have a town map.
Just like the original.
And it's
no, wait, no.
No, you have to go see the sister. You have to go see her though. This one, legitimately, they're like map.
My physical card, the box has the map on the inside. You don't see that much in Switch games. You don't see reversible art that much.
No. But so yeah, no, it's a stellar game. And yeah, playing 2-player I think would be
that looks like a lot of fun.
Quite fun.
And I think it almost over trivializes some of the fights as well. Because you have 2 people fighting rather than one
person, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, you'll have to let me know how that goes as like a 2-player experience.
I'm looking forward to using this.
And yes, and Tony has the actual...
I've used the Pokeball Plus for more Pokemon Go than I have for the Switch game so far.
But yeah, the Switch game it's a Pokemon game.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So, yeah.
Cool.
And like I made it through the mountain, and I don't know why I didn't pull Pikachu out beforehand. Because, again, you don't actually have to fight other Pokemon to level them up. So now I'm working on getting my Pikachu leveled up, because I'm like, if I'm going to go fight Misty...
So it's only the 6 Pokemon that get leveled up when you...
Yeah, it's whoever's in your party.
Right,
but
so,
now
you can swap the party at any point in time.
Uh-huh.
That's so weird.
That's the weirdest
That's the weirdest quality of life change I've ever... Like, it's good.
Well, and now I'm on my way to Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no PC. So I don't know what Bill's part of this whole storyline is.
So what's in the Pokemon Center then?
A Pokemon Center.
You heal and
heal.
There's no...
There's more people in the Pokemon Center now to talk to.
Okay.
One lady trades a Rattata for a Rattata.
That's a really good trade.
And then you figure out why.
All right.
That's pretty cool. I was like, snap,
I know exactly what it is. Now that I had to think about it, I know exactly why you traded the Rattata for a Rattata.
And they don't tell you why when you say yes, and then as soon as you say yes,
I get it.
You see it. And then she's willing. You can go to her with any Rattata, and she will continually trade them.
Is that the only way to get that form of Rattata?
It might be. Because I talked to her again, and she's like, "Do you have another Rattata to trade?" And I'm like, "Yes."
You must be really new to this region, aren't you? This must be your first time in this region, isn't it? Yes.
Here. Keep taking them. But yeah, and the cool thing is, like, my Pokemon bag, as they call it, is just, Pokemon.
What's your limit in the bag?
I have not seen yet.
So you just keep catching?
So far.
So that's a lot better than Pokemon Go.
Well, and that's kind of what I'm like, is this going to have limits like Pokemon Go? I haven't hit a limit yet.
So my understanding how Pokemon Go factors into the Let's Go is that you go to the Go Park and you can transfer Pokemon in. I think you can do 50 a day.
Something. And there's a mini game that you can play too if you transfer so many in. So if you transfer like a ton of Pikachus in, you can play a game with Pikachus. Right. Yeah.
But I think that takes a Pokemon off of your Pokemon Go game. It does,
and does not put them back on.
That's the word. Yeah, you got to be careful. Don't be putting in your rare Pokemon because might not get it back.
And the hat Pokemon do not transfer.
That's a little bit sad.
And I'm like, aw.
I mean, there's a reason why all these Pikachus with hats they got to be worth something.
I'd rather have them on my Switch than on my phone.
Yes.
Like, it would be cool to go to the Go Park and be like, oh, look, there's my Christmas one. And
this is the one with the party hat.
Yeah. Like, I'd rather see them in my Switch. Hat. Yeah, I'd rather see them in my Switch game than on here. Apparently. And, like, Squirtle, I couldn't just transfer a bunch of Squirtle Squad glasses Squirtles in. Like, the glasses Squirtles in and have them in my Go Park. Like,
I would love to have one as a buddy partner.
Totally.
Squirtle Squad with glasses.
But that's, so any Pokemon you transfer, they warn you.
Does not come back.
Yeah, they're like, because one person, or when I tried connecting it, and it wouldn't connect the two, I couldn't figure it out. But I was doing that, and it was like, whatever Pokemon you send over, like, you cannot transfer back to a phone.
I already read a horror story on the subreddit. Someone was trying to transfer their shiny Charizard into Let's Go. And there was a communication error, and he lost his shiny Charizard, and I'm like,
and that's so, and any traded Pokemon lose the original trainer ID and tag stuff and all of that info, which sucks. So if you want to, like, if you went on a trip and you traded with someone and it says like, oh, this Pokemon was caught in Seattle or Australia or something like that, it loses that piece.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so they warn you beforehand of everything. Like, even on the Switch, or on the phone part where it says connect to Switch, there's like a frequently asked questions in the help section. If you read them, it's a really quick read, and it's like, these are the limitations of sending your Pokemon to the thing, and you're like, okay, thank you. Because I was looking to see if I needed anything before, it's like, no, just press this button on your phone and press this button on your Switch, and they'll find each other. They haven't found each other. At least at midnight on release day.
I don't know.
They didn't find each other, so but there's that. Yeah, you will like this game.
I'm ready to play this. I need to play a Pokemon game. Yes. It's been a while.
And the fact that, like, Brock looks like Brock.
All of them look like the anime counterparts.
Yeah.
Even Jesse and James.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the Elite Four.
Yeah. And there's one point where I was walking into the mountain with the fossils, and you see a little Meowth like over top of the cave entrance. And then you walk in, and Jesse and James are like, Meowth, you're supposed to be guarding, but he was sleeping. Like, you saw him sleeping outside, and it's like, there's going to be that kind of attention to detail in this game. Sweet. When you fight a Team Rocket member, like, the anime R comes up.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Like, it's the attention to detail in this game, even if it is a very simple, basic game.
Yes.
They've
gotten
all the pieces.
And that's something about the Pokemon games that will boggle my mind. They will make the most basic game you can imagine. Like you fight Pokemon, you weaken them, throw a Pokeball, catch them.
Don't even do that in this game.
No, it's not even just that. Like that's the basic mechanic. But then you look behind it. There's all this math. There's all of this complicated stuff that they put behind the mechanics. That it's like, this is supposed to be a kid's game. How am I supposed to make sure I have a catch streak? Like, because like the with the catch streak, I think it's like between 0 and 10.
I don't know.
If you have catch streak of 0 to 10, nothing really happens. When you have 11 to 19, you get the Pokemon in that catch streak have better stats.
That makes
apparently.
Sense.
And you also get a +1 reroll to see if it's shiny.
Oh.
And then 20 to 29, it's better stats, and you have 2 rerolls. And I'm like, how do people figure this out before the game's even out? And on top of that, how do you figure it out in general that you get this many additional shiny rerolls?
Sure.
And these better stats. I'm like...
Seeing the other cool part, the wild Pokemon, they'll glow different colors. Like they'll have an aura around them sort of thing.
Right, so the ones that are more powerful, right?
It's heavier or it's bigger or smaller. Blue means smaller, red means bigger.
Okay, does size ever actually...
I don't.
Other than it says it's super tiny or it's super large.
You get into the fight and it's like, it's huge. And the first one I ran into that was huge was an Ekans, and I'm like, because he's a snake and it says he's huge.
Catch it. Catch it. Name it Ding Dong.
But yeah, like there's all of that background stuff that's always in the Pokemon games. It's so weird. Where like I play Pokemon to catch them all.
It's the most well-disguised advanced game I've ever seen.
Right, and like I'll be breeding them, and I'm like, I feel like I'm doing fairly well. I've beaten the game, da-da-da, and then you meet someone, and they're like, so what's his special move, and what's this, and da-da-da.
What's his nature?
And
what's the nature? I'm like, it's... Yes?
Yeah, and I'm like, I have a Charmander. Char! So, yeah, no, it is a very in-depth game, and the Pokemon Go mechanic, I don't want to see it in the mainline game.
No.
But I do enjoy it.
I'm wondering if they will make a hybrid of it.
And I'd be okay with a hybrid. So we can Pokemon like, and then throw a Pokeball. Down with that.
Yeah.
I'd be totally okay with that.
It'd be interesting to see if they end up doing that.
Because that wouldn't affect the game in any way, shape, or form.
No, you're still battling down Pokemon.
Because I do enjoy that.
You still battle the legendary Pokemon in this game.
Or do you have to actually fight them?
From my understanding is you still fight them.
The only ones that I have to fight.
Yeah.
Make sure Bulbasaur still has sleep powder by the time I reach them.
Hypnosis. It's hypnosis. Don't use poison.
Yeah. No. Worst one. And Zapdos is dead.
Toast.
Damn it. No, but now you can throw berries at
So I think what happened... I don't know what the legendary battle mechanics are. I think is you actually do need to knock them all the way down.
Oh, okay.
And then you get the...
Oh, then you get the throwing. We'll see.
So...
I'm nowhere close to there yet.
No, well, I don't... Well, some people are, but not us.
The bike shop was interesting to visit, too, in Cerulean City. Because it's just a guy's house. And he collects bikes.
It just looks... I'm excited to look at just the game.
And again, it's gorgeous. Like, it's
a Nintendo game.
Yes, I would... And like I said, I'm expecting more from the mainline game, but if this is what I got, I would not be pissed.
Still not disappointed.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be disappointed. This game looks awesome. And it feels like Pokemon, because it is still top-down and running around. Like, I'm hoping for the mainline game that it might be a little bit more visually striking, but...
Yeah, because I know when we went from X and Y to Sun and Moon, that was a huge jump.
Oh, yeah.
Because the character models, while they were cool in X and Y, they were still cartoony.
Yeah. In
Sun and Moon, it was a lot more fleshed out, a lot more like, this is real-life proportions to people.
Right. So I'm expecting more of that from the mainline game, but again, if this is what I get, I'm not going to be like, How dare they sell me this? I'll be like, yes. Now with like full-on Pokemon battles,
Give me my
new Pokemon.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, take it all.
Taking all my money. Meltan is in Pokemon Go now.
Yes.
And they gave him the ID tag number of 809 and 810 because Meltan and Melmetal.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, so that means he's like a mythical Pokemon for the next generation.
Yeah. And yes, we got that excellent speech from Professor Willow.
Oh my god. That's
Melting Dialogue 01, Melting Zone.
Such words of wisdom. So good.
You said that and I'm like, and then I booted my game up.
Yeah, you got that too. Yeah, like, everyone got that. Such talk.
Way to be Niantic. I'm so glad you're not a professional company yet.
Hey man, they announced that the Hogwarts United game is coming out in 2019.
Yeah, even though we know nothing. League.
It totally looks like a Justice League logo.
Horrible looking logo.
It looks like the Justice League logo. It's so bad.
Flipendo. That's all I'm gonna use.
Nope. Luminous.
Nope.
Luminous.
Alohomora.
You're
in a wizard battle and it's like Alohomora.
Ridiculous. Flipendo.
I just kept searching up Flipendo stuff online.
Flipendo.
There's a trading card game apparently.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Because I'm like, Flipendo. Find a picture. There's a trading card and it says takes off so much, like whatever. And I'm like,
maybe it's that card battle game because I have that.
Maybe.
I have that one.
Either way, threw that one on.
Anyways.
Cool. So that's it.
That's it. That's all for us for this time being. Hopefully, I'll
play Pokemon by next week.
Yes, hopefully.
Or the week after.
Week after.
Yes. So hopefully next week it is me and Brian.
Brian on the show. We'll be here. We're just gonna have to kidnap him.
I don't think it's a kidnap. Like legitimately, he made plans to go somewhere, and then he's like, "Oh man, I wanted to come and." Then I'm like, don't cancel your trip, silly. Like, we do it every week.
Well, come back next week.
We will.
We'll see you guys next week. We're talking about news and stuff. Hopefully some more new things will pop up. I know there's other little bits and pieces that we don't talk about, but it's what we find.
What we find interesting.
Because I know the stuff that I know about is super wild and, like, not really related to anything.
Yeah. But all the nerd news you need to know.
Next week.
Come back next week. Join us.
Bye.
Bye.
Is that it?
That's it, Tony.
That's it?
That's it.